Shakuni. The name itself sends shivers down the spine. He is the master manipulator, the whisperer of deceit in the grand epic of Mahabharata. But who was this man beneath the mask of malice? Shakuni was the prince of Gandhara, brother to the beautiful Gandhari. He was known for his intelligence, but fate, it seemed, had a cruel game in store for him. Gandhari's marriage to Dhritarashtra, the blind prince of Hastinapur, was not one of love, but rather a strategic alliance. This alliance, however, would become the very furnace that forged Shakuni's burning hatred. He loved his sister dearly. To see her promised to a blind man, a man deemed unfit to rule, filled him with rage. But it was Bhishma, the grandsire of the Kuru clan, who became the focal point of Shakuni's wrath. It was Bhishma who orchestrated this political marriage, a marriage that Shakuni believed robbed Gandhari of her rightful destiny. Shakuni swore to avenge this injustice. He would make the Kuru clan pay, especially Bhishma, for the humiliation they inflicted upon his sister. This vow, born from anger and despair, would become the driving force of his life. It would lead him down a path of treachery and deceit, ultimately consuming him and those around him in the flames of war. Bhishma, the revered patriarch of the Kuru clan, was a man bound by duty. His oath of celibacy, taken to secure his father's happiness, earned him the name Bhishma, the Terrible, for the sheer will it represented. He was a formidable warrior, a wise ruler, but even the mightiest have their flaws. Bhishma's flaw was his unwavering adherence to duty, even when it came at the cost of compassion and justice. He saw the marriage of Gandhari to Dhritarashtra as a necessary evil, a political maneuver to secure the Kuru lineage. What he failed to see, or perhaps chose to ignore, was the pain and humiliation it inflicted upon Gandhari and her family. This lack of empathy, this cold calculation in the name of duty, was a grave misjudgment that would come back to haunt the Kurus. Bhishma, blinded by his oath and his sense of duty, became the architect of his own downfall. He failed to see the simmering rage in Shakuni's eyes, the burning desire for vengeance that would one day consume the very kingdom he swore to protect. This single act, this seemingly small injustice, planted the seeds of Mahabharata's devastating war. Shakuni, fueled by vengeance, would ensure that Bhishma's actions would not go unpunished. The consequences of Bhishma's actions were swift and brutal. Enraged by the insult to Gandhari, King Subala, Shakuni's father, declared war on Hastinapur. The might of the Kurus, however, proved too great. Gandhara fell, and its royal family was captured. They were imprisoned within the palace walls, their pride shattered, their future uncertain. It was during this imprisonment that Shakuni's cunning mind began to plot. He witnessed the plight of his family, the despair in his father's eyes, and his resolve hardened. He begged Bhishma for their release, but his pleas fell on deaf ears. Bhishma, bound by his duty to Dhritarashtra, refused. Despair turned into a chilling resolve. Shakuni swore an oath of vengeance. He would use all his cunning, every ounce of his being, to destroy the Kuru clan. To add insult to injury, Bhishma decided to give the prisoners a slow death. They were given just a handful of rice each day, barely enough to survive. It was during this time that Shakuni's father, on his deathbed, made a chilling request. He asked Shakuni to craft dice from his own bones, dice that would be loaded, dice that would obey his son's will. Shakuni, tears streaming down his face, agreed. His heart, now as cold and hard as the bone dice he crafted, was set on revenge. Upon their release, Shakuni returned to Gandhara with Gandhari, who, in a show of solidarity with her blind husband, chose to blindfold herself. He became her protector, her confidant, but his true motives remained hidden. His gaze now fell upon the young princes of Hastinapur, particularly Dhritarashtra's eldest son, Duryodhan. Duryodhan, ambitious and easily manipulated, became Shakuni's instrument of destruction. Shakuni nurtured the prince's insecurities, fueling his jealousy toward his cousins, the Pandavas. he poisoned Duryodhan's mind against his own family, convincing him that the Pandavas were a threat to his rightful claim to the throne. Shakuni's manipulations were subtle but devastatingly effective. He orchestrated a series of plots against the Pandavas, each more sinister than the last. He convinced Duryodhan to poison Bhim, the strongest of the Pandavas, but the young prince survived. Undeterred, Shakuni devised another plan, constructing a palace of lac, highly flammable and designed to trap the Pandavas in a fiery inferno. Again, the Pandavas, guided by their wise uncle Vidura, escaped.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, and share with your friends. And make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss out on future content. See you in the next one.